Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. This is season's first club member drive. So just to explain a little bit, club member drive is the first drive for people who are joining the club newly, right? And the intention is to kind of get a little bit accustomed to the sand, get to know your car. So just a show of hands, who's here getting into the sand for the first time? None. That's a good one. All right, there's one person. Okay. And how many of you here have driven with another club in the UAE or anywhere else? Okay, we've got a few people here. So every club has their own skill system, and basically the reason is to make sure that the convoy is balanced in terms of skill. So everybody is able to follow up and go with the flow, right? Otherwise, it won't be enjoyable for some and very stressful for others, right? So we want to make sure that we all get to the same level eventually. So today we have a variety of levels, right? There are new joiners coming into the sand for the first time. There are people who have been driving with friends, going out for desert camps or picnics, which are relatively a bit easier because there's usually a track. And then there are others who go extreme, right? And you all must have seen videos available on the internet of some of the extreme off-roading. And one day you will be all doing something similar, something crazy. But I think the message that I would have for you is to remain safe always, right? At the end of the day, we're not in a competition with anybody. We're doing this for fun, to enjoy, to de-stress, to unwind, right? So let's just keep it at that. So beautiful sunrise. That's one of the advantages of coming here early morning. I know it's not easy for anybody to wake up this early, but that shows your commitment, to continue this as a hobby or as an activity. So let me just go through the route a little bit. We'll be taking a flat track all the way to the next bridge, and then we'll cross over the bridge to the other side, right? So can everybody move up a little bit closer so we can just go through some of the basics. So first of all, deflating, right? It depends on your car, the weight of your car, the time you have been driving, right? People here drive with 8 psi, right? I personally drive on an FJ with 10 psi, 10 in the front, 9 in the back. There are people who won't go below 13 or 15 even, right? The reason being, there's a terminology called a pop-out. That's where your tire leaves the rim, the air escapes, and you've got a flat tire in the desert, right? So I hope everybody is deflated. The radio is very important, right? Please, I don't think anybody's going to do it today, but as you start to join, make friends within the club, I've seen people play songs on radios. These are safety tools, right? They're very, very important. Sometimes you only get half a second or a second to inform the rest of your convoy if you hit a ditch or you're stuck on the other side of the dune. The other one is the flag. The flag is very important. A lot of people ask, why do you have flags? When you go over a dune, when you cross to the other side, your car is no longer visible. Your flag gives you an extra 2.5 meters of visibility to the car behind you, right? So a combination of the radio plus the flag makes sure that you are able to drive, maneuver safely without any accidents. Okay, let me start. Let me sit down, and feel free to sit down here, right? The good thing about sand is you can brush it off. All right, so first thing, where's my other car? All right. So we're going to have a few roles, right? There are people here who are core members, right? They're intermediates, they're sweeps, leads. There are support team folks as well. We have almost about 18 to 20 cars today, right? We will keep on a track. We will keep a safe distance of at least 5 cars in between, right? In places, you will be able to see the cars most of the time, right? We will have Like I said, we'll start off with a flat track, right? So you will have visibility of the cars in front of you. A 5-car distance will be safe enough. If you do run into any issues, if you have any problems, you've got your radio. Since we have some new joiners and not everybody knows each other, it would be good practice if you can announce your name, the car you're driving, and then the help you need, right? Every 4x4 should be equipped with multiple gears, right? You've got the two-wheelers, you've got the all-wheel drives, you've got the 2 high-range gear and low-range gear, right? We will be driving in 4 high, right? I know some people feel that 4 low is a better gear. It's a higher rev, more pressure on the engine. You don't really need it. In a technical area, 4 low definitely helps, right? But very high revving, and don't use your first or second gear. Preference is to go into gear 3 when you're on 4 low. So we'll be driving on 4 high today, and we'll keep a safe distance. We will have a lead, probably myself, I think, and we'll have somebody nominated at sweep. We will have 2 floats who will be on the sides, making sure everybody's okay, and they might, guide you if they see anything that needs to be adjusted. We will also have a second lead. The role of the second lead is there could be sometimes situations, hopefully not today, where the lead has to stop because he doesn't know what's in front of him. He's kind of going with the flow, right? Especially when you're passing over a dune, you don't know who's on the other side. I used to ask this question, right? 10, 15 years ago, I was like, how do you know what's on the other side? And whoever I would ask this question, they would just smile. No response, no answer. And then after a few years, I found out the answer myself. The answer is you don't know, right? When you cross to the other side, you don't know. What helps you is the experience, because over the years, you will come across multiple situations, right? There's only 3 to 4 scenarios, won't be more than that. You need to know how to react in those scenarios, right? Sometimes you'll have to brake, sometimes you'll have to speed up, sometimes you'll have to steer right or left. So it really depends on the situation. There will be definitely, we will come across terrains where we will have no other choice. So 2 or 3 types of things that we will be going today. One, getting used to your car. The other thing is going over the ridge straight. This is the safest way you can get over the ridge, as long as you don't go too fast. So you go up here and then you cross to the other side. Actually, before I do that, just remember, as slow as possible, as fast as necessary, right? This is not a racetrack. This is not a rally. Just go slowly, make sure that you're not endangering yourself or anybody else in the convoy. When you go up here to cross the ridge, don't start accelerating from here, because you're going to hit the dune in this angle. If you go too fast, depending on the suspension in your car, you might hurt yourself going up, right? If you're coming too fast, just build enough momentum up to here, start accelerating here, right? And accelerate all the way up to here. Do not press the brakes. You will not have to press the brakes, right? Because the sand has a lot of resistance. The car will automatically stop. All you need to do is take your foot off the pedal. There's a rule, all right? Basically, the back of your seat, when that has crossed the edge, your car will cross over. Trust me, I've tried it so many times. If you stop on the ridge, so you're kind of sitting on the ridge, you will get stuck, right? But just half a meter ahead, your car will roll down. If you brake here, you're stuck again. No use trying to go up, no matter what power you have in your car. It's not the power, it's the traction. It's the momentum that takes you over to the other side, right? If you get into this situation, you come down. And you come down all the way until your car is flat. You don't start turning here, because that is dangerous. Your car will never roll over or flip over when it's like this, right? Because of the wheelbase and all. You'll come down straight. You try again. If you have to make 10 tries, that's fine, right? Don't feel pressure. Don't feel that because of you the whole convoy is being held up. That's not a problem, right? We're all here to have fun at the end of the day. So once again, you go up here, you take off depending on the incline, you take the foot off the pedal, you come up to this situation. Now you have visibility of the other side. Now you will know at this stage what to do, right? And because we're going to be leading the car, and that's the reason we have a second lead. If the lead marshal feels that it is not safe for the rest of the convoy to cross, he will inform the second lead to change the route, right, slightly, and then we'll meet again. If you get stuck here, don't worry, announce. There are cars equipped with differential locks. Not all of them have differential locks. There are the newer models that are equipped with the crawl mode or 8 tracks on the FJs. All of these tools are there to help you get unstuck, right? They're not used during the drive. They're actually used to recover yourself, right? If self-recovery fails, then somebody will be there to help you, right? If today's drive, because of the level, if anybody gets stuck, I want the rest of the convoy to stop at their place, right? I don't want cars to be going around, next to the stuck car, because that's also a safety hazard. People can bump into each other. So if help is needed, the sweep is responsible. The floats and sweeps will coordinate to assess the situation. I, as the lead, will also be on my place, right? I am very tempted to go and help my team, but I will stay there because it is safer for me to stay there. We have roles defined. These people will come, they'll assess the situation, and they'll help to recover. The other thing, we will cross over dunes probably flat today. We won't go wild. But just to get into the practice, when you cross over, it's called switching in off-road terminology. You need to ride the crest, ride the edge, right? Because when you're going up, the center of gravity of your car is left behind. If you cross over to the other side too fast, the center of gravity does not get enough time to rebalance itself, right? So imagine a situation like this. You won't see it today, hopefully. We might demo it to you. We might stop at a place because I'm sure there are some off-roaders from the other clubs and I don't want them to feel bored. So we might split up after breakfast into 2 convoys and allow a little bit of a faster pace, right? So imagine in a situation where you're going like this and you need to cross over to the other side. Your center of gravity is left here. If you go too fast, your center of gravity does not go from here to the center to the front. It jumps over to the other side. So what you need to do is, when you get on the crest, you need to ride the crest for a couple of seconds to rebalance the center of gravity, and then you can go to the other side. We will have to do some of these because on the other sides there are some small dunes and we want you to get a little bit used to those. The other thing, we will probably do this on lower dunes, so not too much of an incline. This is called a side slope. When you go around the dune and then you come out the other side, right? Here again, you don't want to get stuck in this situation. And never fight gravity, because gravity will always win. Trust me. So if you're going up here, you feel your car is losing power, losing momentum, and you won't be able to cross the midway, because the other side is going downward, so it will help, the gravity will help you take you down. But if you're going up here and you feel your car is losing power, there's nothing wrong with turning down, right? That your car is being pulled into this direction, go down, right? And then come back again. On the radio, you announced second try. Everybody will wait. You can come back again and do a second try. Again, here, it's a combination of the power and the momentum. So it's the technique, it's the momentum that takes them to the other side. So basically, you build momentum while going here, and when you're coming down, you need to let go of the gas pedal, because you don't want to hit the edge too hard. Again, you're going to be hurting your car, right? Depending on the suspension you have. Yeah, if you're going up, if you feel your car is losing momentum and you have enough to turn down, then turn down. Otherwise, you stop here and go reverse. And if you're crossed all the way to this side and you still feel that you won't make it, you need to turn down, right? The best thing you can do at that stage is to turn down. In this situation, it's more difficult for us to recover as well, right? If you get stuck, we might have to anchor you from this side before we start pulling from the other side, right? But if you're in this situation, it's a very easy recovery. So let's make it easy on yourself, easy on the others. Any questions before we start?
And the very last point that I would like to add on, we are driving not on the road, we are driving in the dunes. So the very common attitude that we possess if we are stuck, we are panic, and that is where is the most dangerous part, because once you get panic, then you do some things that are dangerous. So the very simple rule is for today's drive: if you are stuck, just relax, call your lead, or announce your car. Let's say white FJ stuck. Anybody will, this float or the sweep will help. That's it. I think, yeah, pretty much okay.
All right, no, good points. Thanks, everyone. Does anybody have any questions, any clarifications they need? No overtaking. Yeah, exactly. You follow your car in front of you, right? We will line everybody up now based on the weight of your car and all, and then the floats, the lead, the sweep will be keeping an eye on you. After breakfast, splitting up into 2 convoys and let some people enjoy themselves while they're here. The other thing, when somebody does get stuck, I know there's a lot of experience out there and we respect that. Can we only let the sweep assess the situation, because the panic is inevitable, right? You are under pressure. Do not put more pressure on that person, right? Somebody's going, oh, go left, go right, left, steer this way, push the accelerator. Let the sweep and the float assess the situation, and hopefully we'll get them out. If there is a learning opportunity in any of these situations, we will then call the whole convoy to come close and learn from somebody else's experience. It will definitely happen if we have a pop out. I'm really hoping we're not going to have a pop out today, but if we do, then we'll call everybody to learn, because I've had people join us for the first time, and when there was a pop out, they're like, do we have to replace the tire now? No, you do not have to replace the tire. We'll fix the tire right there, right? And that's why the tools are important. For today's drive, the only tools we asked for was a flag and a radio. Is there anybody here driving who does not have a radio? Everybody's got the radio. Okay. The frequency, we actually tried a number of them. There's a list of, it's called FRS, Family Radio Service. There's a list of about 12 frequencies, but you can imagine, everybody using one of those 12. So we kind of came up with these. Usually there's minimal or no distraction on this frequency, and we've been using it for the club for a number of years.
Someone is too scared, then they should not force themselves to try that.
Yes, yeah. Is everybody comfortable? Everybody feeling okay? We don't want to put any pressure on anybody. And don't be afraid to call it out. Even, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes into the drive, if you feel that you're not comfortable, just inform. I've got the silver FJ right there with the lights. Waqas is in the black FJ as the second lead. We'll have Saim and Hatim Bhai in float. All right. I'll put you somewhere in between. Okay. Fahim, you and you guys are in sweep. Okay. I might need you in float as well.
Yeah, float hoga.
Okay. Yeah.
We are 3, right? Here we are starting the drive in the 2nd December area, going towards Pink Rock.